Students, I want to show you what you need to know about your new Google results that are going to be your new resume. Today, I'm going to talk to you about your future and how to improve those Google results to make sure that you're shining online. I'm Josh with smartsocial.com. So let's go ahead and take a look at my Google results. But first, I want to ask you, what do you want to come up in your Google results? And I want you to think about that because the current things that are coming up, you might not want them there. And I want you to see your Google results as your new resume. Yes, if you're in middle school and you're watching this, or you're in high school, I want you to think about your future career. I want you to think about not just college, not just that dream internship. I got a dream internship at Disney during college, and that turned into a career at Disney and all these great things. But I want you to think about what is your career so we can get you and go backtrack. Let's look at my Google results first. So we search for Josh Oakes. We've got my personal portfolio. We'll talk a little bit about that in a few minutes. We've got my business page. We have my LinkedIn, right? You might think you're too young for LinkedIn, but I want to show you why you're not. We have another personal portfolio page that I built, right? Just to show students there's different ways to do this. Next, we've got my Twitter if you keep scrolling down. We've got my Amazon, all of my books I've written. My Instagram, yes, that comes up, right? And next, business pages, Crunchbase. It's all about entrepreneurs. And then a social media safety site built by a school. A school is sharing some of my resources. Next, we've got my YouTube. That's a big one, right? You're going to want to go watch all of your YouTube videos and then some of my YouTube videos, right? And it goes on and on and on. But notice how the first couple pages of my website, I own all of the things except for this one right here, which another school has nicely written about me. All of these are about the real Josh that you're looking for, and that's something I'm proud to have on my resume, right? So what we learn in this video? Well, in the first video, I taught you and your parents why and how you need to search for yourself online the way colleges someday will, as we just did with me. And then I'm going to show you in this video, learn what you need to do to improve that first page of your Google search results. In the next video, which comes out in a few days, how to use your new positive footprint to really apply and get excited about your future, whether that's college, career, internship, or anything else. The sky's the limit. So what can show up when someone Googles you? Well, as you know, your social media profiles, you just saw mine, current accounts, old accounts. It could be Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, TikTok, Twitter, Pinterest. And I know Snapchat doesn't always come up, but sometimes there's other apps out there that we grant access to that can steal some of our data and put our stuff out there. Next, photos you posted or tagged in, online directories and phone books, believe it or not, articles from the community newspaper or the student newspaper. Maybe you played football or chess or you're on the debate team. The school will post about that and it'll end up on your Google results. Websites for organizations you belong to, church, clubs, etc. And your personal portfolio or website if you have one, which I'm going to hint at and talk to you about in this video and the next one. And also websites for companies you work or volunteer for. Now, what are old social media accounts? You know this, but it's not uncommon to create a social media profile, maybe even at school, only to forget about it. Some students do this with Presley. If you've ever created a presentation that's animated, they used to do this a lot. Maybe you wanted to try a new app but ended up deleting it later. Please note that deleting apps doesn't automatically delete your account on the apps. And old social media profiles can also include any accounts you made anonymously, especially if they're tied to your email address or phone number. And I know you know this, but the internet is so smart. It's a living, breathing, beautiful thing, but it can tie all this information back to us. But why should you care, right? Josh, I got so much going on. You don't understand. Well, social media accounts usually require that personal information when you sign up. And if there was a data breach on a social media platform, then your information could easily leak and be public on every single site. This happens all the time or I wouldn't talk about it. This could hurt your other profiles too if you've used the same password across platforms because they can use that same username, email address, and run around with that password and get in. Okay, now, why would colleges and employers care? Josh, you don't understand. I've got great grades. I do a lot of volunteer work. Well, when colleges and employers look us up using Google or other systems, they want to get a better idea of who we are as an applicant. So if old social media accounts are easily discovered, it can make it hard for them to determine which accounts we're actively using. Does it create clarity or confusion? And this is one of the most important words, right? Are my Google results creating confusion or clarity? And you just saw mine. Mine, I believe, create clarity over who I am. And in fact, there's even more to my Google results that I didn't even show you that are pretty awesome. On the right-hand side of my Google results, I have built such good Google results that it shows my image and who I am as a public figure, right? Creating clarity, and that's what I want for you. Now, how to find your old accounts. We recommend using Chrome browser to search for your old accounts, open up a new incognito window, and search for the queries below in Google. Josh, how do I search incognito? Well, when you go to Google, the problem with searching normally is when you search for Josh Oakes, you're oftentimes logged in, right? I have all these internet businesses that teach people how to shine online. So it's showing me all the analysis of other stuff. So what I want you to do is go to incognito. It doesn't mean you can hide from your parents. It doesn't mean you can do all this crazy stuff. What it means is when you click on these buttons up here and go to incognito, it hides your cookies for a short while. So then when you go to the internet, you're seeing something that's more alike what other people are searching. Meaning when you search for Josh Oakes now, you don't get all this logged in information. Yes, you still get the stuff on the right-hand side sometimes that shows off the public figure, but it doesn't show all the other information that's only pertinent to you. Okay, so I want you to first search for your username. We showed you this in the past one, right? Example, @Josh Oakes. Look up your email address, josh@smartsocial.com for me. And yes, every once in a while it leaks online. Even for me, I checked last week and I was like, no, some school shared my email address. Is it the end of the world? No, but it's something I want you to know about. Search for your first name and last name. Josh Oakes in my case. Use your nicknames, Joshua Oakes. Maybe the school spelled your name differently. Add networks to the end of your search. Example, Josh Oakes Facebook, right? To improve, we need to audit and see where you're at. And don't forget to check the image results tab. You're so familiar with that, right? We talked about that in the last video. Now, here's an example about old social media accounts and how they can be negative. Turning down young job candidates because of what they post on social media has become commonplace, even multiple years later, right? 8 years later, I have a friend that got fired because of something they posted 8 years ago. Even if it's an old social media account, employers and colleges will assume that that's you, and they have no idea when you created it or if you're a different person that's more open and positive. Here's an example of how old social media accounts can be negative. 79% of HR professionals have denied a job candidate due to inappropriate content on social media. 79%, guys. Now here's getting rid of old accounts. Delete all inactive accounts if you can. And we'll talk about what accounts can be slow that we post on, but inactive accounts are ones that you just do not need to be there anymore, and it's not a place that's going to positively impact you. If you can't remember the login info, you can always request the username and password with the email address you used to sign up. You can reset your stuff. Okay, ask friends to untag you in any negative or inappropriate photos and posts that show up on Google, right? And that's something important is if it shows up on Google, it's in your resume. If not, okay, we can get to it in phase 2, phase 3, or whatever. Okay, evaluate the accounts carefully. Search for all of your social media accounts and profiles. Determine what your public profiles say about you and clean up and delete all public information and photos that you wouldn't want to be proud of showing your parents, teachers, but more importantly, that future employer. I wouldn't have gotten my internship and launching into an opportunity to start my career at Disney in brand marketing had I not cared about this stuff, my reputation, my resume. Now, creating other public portfolios. This is the key. Consider creating a public portfolio on Facebook and LinkedIn with your real name, with your parents' permission, of course, even if you don't plan to actively use them right now. Josh, you don't understand. I don't have time for this. Or my mom said that LinkedIn's only for professionals. Yes, and that's my dream for you. Whether you're in middle school or high school, I want to get you thinking about your future. Then your parents are going to be less upset with you. They're going to be nagging you less. And that's what I want parents to listen to also is, let's stop telling students what not to do and instead talk to them about what do you want to do? You want to go to the moon and be an astronaut? Do you want to be an engineer? Do you want to be a teacher? Wonderful. How do we get you there? What does it look like? And creating a Facebook, even though you're not on Facebook and Facebook's for old people, creating a Facebook comes up in Google. You saw that on my Google results, actually on page 2, right below. I don't think it showed you, but the very next page, was my Facebook profile. And the people who we want to impress, they're on Facebook. Fill out your profile information with positive info and photos that depict your true identity, right? The real Josh they're looking for. Avoid any information or photos that could be perceived in a negative way, inappropriate clothes, gestures, etc. Like you think you're cool, and some people make inappropriate gestures that actually put them into a bad stack of applications. Now, here's creating accounts on multiple green zone networks. What are the green zone? Well, parents, if you go to smartsocial.com, you'll see our list of green zone networks that help you. They're a start, and they help you to shine online a little bit. Doesn't mean they're safe. It means they're a start. Now, with parents' permission, consider Twitter. You don't want to log in and see a bunch of bad stuff, but Twitter will come up on your Google results. You saw mine. Instagram, Pinterest, LinkedIn, right? I'm too young for it. Actually, take a look at it. 14 years and older is the US regulation for LinkedIn because they're realizing that LinkedIn is awesome for students. Facebook, yes, it'll come up in your Google results. You only need to update it once every 6 months, but put your reputation and your positive stuff on there. YouTube's a big one, guys. YouTube is owned by Google. Google is the #1 search engine in the world, and YouTube is #2. And it comes up unfairly it gets unfair search advantages in the Google search algorithm. Also, we're going to talk about this personal portfolio and website. You saw this in the first video. You're going to see this in the next video in a couple days. And I want to make sure that you understand that building that home base, that portfolio, really is going to help you shine online. And there's more networks. These are all positive, good networks that you can use to shine online. Now, what if I have something that comes up, Josh, that I don't like? What if I clicked the Google images, and you saw this in my first video, right? What if I clicked on something and I don't like something that comes up, right? And this is from a news appearance. These are all pretty good, right? These are all things that I've curated. Like, I don't know this dude, another Josh Oakes on SoundCloud. But all of these I've uploaded. These are all testimonials from moms that have come to my events and all kinds of other things that are positive. But ask yourself, if it's in your Google results, did you post it? Well, if you click to it, you'll find out what network it's on. What do you mean by that? Well, if you get an image, I know every parent's asking this. I don't know why this image is there. Click on it, and it'll let you go to the website that it's on, and then you're able to, oh, I posted that. Oh, look at this, right? And it's downloading. It's a slow page. You get the idea, but there's a lot of videos here. But you get the idea. Did you post it? If so, click on where you posted it, take it down. It'll be gone in 3 to 5 days. Next, did a friend post it, students? If so, politely, kindly DM them, direct message them and say, hey, would you mind taking this one down? We got a lot of photos together. I'm trying to shine online. I want to apply to college. All this stuff. Just talk to them nicely and ask them. And they might take it down, and in a few days, it'll be gone. Next, did someone with your same name post it who you do not know, who might be a celebrity or who might be far away or anything else? Well, if so, then we got to start using what I'm showing you, what I've been hinting at all these videos. Create an online portfolio and positive photos and videos to move their bad results down to page 2, 3, or 4 of Google. Guys, you saw my Google results. I occupied the first 2 pages with such clarity, right? That's what I want for you, clarity, so that all these other random people are moved down. So many people are in my Google results in a positive way, just me, that everybody else is moved down. Now, what looks bad? Social media content that looks bad on college admissions to admissions officers and employers, showing anger over a topic versus being solution-oriented. If you're just like, I'm angry at this group of people, it doesn't matter what that is. I want you to voice your opinion. I want you to vent. Call your mom, your best friend, vent. Go to coffee, whatever. Text somebody, vent like crazy. But if you're angry to the public, that's something that they often don't like because they don't want that on their campus or in their company. Photos or memes showing partying, drinking, drug use, provocative clothing, insensitive stereotypes, making fun of groups of people, right? One of my favorite 2 lines is, and I showed you this in the past video, I might show it in the next video, every post should be full of positivity and gratitude. And that keeps us from being insensitive to people, or maybe a joke goes wrong. Illegal or illicit content, bragging about it. Haha, here's me doing this, right? Thinking it's funny and you're cool. Once again, text your friends if you're angry about something. You should vent, but does it need to go public? That's what's going to keep us from getting into our dream college. Poor grammar, and confidential or sensitive content about friends, classmates, or especially employers. If you share something, as many employees have done, your future employer that you're interviewing at was going to go, whoa, you shared sensitive information behind the scenes and it was derogatory. Are you going to do the same thing at our organization? Now, what should you do? Create an online portfolio. We'll talk about that in the next one. Go do this. You can showcase your goals, your passion, your academics, your clubs, your sports, your hobbies, your volunteer work. Look at this cute little one on the bottom right as an example. Awards, all kinds of things. And then how to maintain the positive results. This is something important. Once you've created that that first page that you really liked, right? And that thing's going to come up. So let's go take a look at me just real quick one more time. So if we click on all, the first thing that comes up is my personal website, my portfolio, that shows people, wow, look at this guy. Look at all the things he's doing. And it was easy and it was fun. We did it in our program. I'll teach you more about how to do that. But how do I maintain it? Josh, I've Googled myself. I created a portfolio. How do I top it off? Well, great question. First of all, I want you to consider regularly working to make your digital footprint shine by adding things to your portfolio, updating maybe, I know Facebook, you're like, that's so old. Facebook and LinkedIn every 6 months, just adding a project. Think of it like your resume. And then next, Google your own name every month or so to keep track of your public image, also to see what shows up anywhere else. And that could be on your phone. It could be in incognito mode, which I do suggest. Do it both ways. And continue to post positive updates and photos to your personal social media accounts and online portfolio websites. Students, I want you to think about, I was at a charity function 2 days ago. I raised a bunch of money. I was the MC, the Master of Ceremonies, to raise money for a really neat veteran organization to help people. And I'll tell you what, it was amazing. One of the things I should have done that I hoped to do, but I was just too busy, and it's okay not to do this, I wanted to get everybody together and say, may I brag about your organization, take a group photo and talk about you positively. And I often do that. And that's one of the things I want you to think about. Once a month, take a group photo and talk about them with positivity and gratitude, less about yourself, more about the mission, the organization, and all these great things. Now, there's one more little tiny tip to top off your awesome portfolio. Create a Google alert to stay updated on your footprint. It's google.com alerts, and you can set it up with a free Gmail address that your parents have or you have. Here's a good, I set up Josh Oakes, and if you get a bunch of random things in there, you can put the -sign plus, I get a bunch of Russian bots in my Google alerts. So anyways, that's a whole nother video I can teach you how to do. But look, I was on the news and it alerted me within a few hours of it posting. We hope this brings home the very real risk of social media. Right? Google Alerts will email you when this happens and so on. Hey, I'm so thankful that you watched this video. Learn what to do to improve the first page of your students' Google results. I'm Josh Oakes. I'll see you in the next video in a couple days. Thank you everyone for all the support. Comment below if you watched this, if you found something helpful. I read everything. We're a small team. Thank you to parents, educators, and especially you students. I hope that you shine online. We'll see you soon.